eyes. That's what we do, yo. You control your eyes. We put things like this everywhere. So you're not seeing a car you driving right now. You're not seeing a house that you're in right now. You're not seeing, if mama talking crazy, you need to go look at this. If dad talking crazy, if they trying to get at you, you need to go look at this. So you can start seeing it more. So now you're starting to speak it. Now you're starting to hear it. It controls every aspect, yo. And yeah, and I figured that out a while ago. Every aspect of my life was controlled by the things that I was saying and the things that I was hearing. So I had to separate from a whole lot of people. Forest people been quarantined from people, yo. Like, people don't understand that. That's why most of these successful people, they not around regular people. Most of these people, they fly first class or they fly private. But before they flew private, before they flew first class, they saw first class. They put it everywhere. They saw it everywhere. So if you don't change that, you're not gonna win at nothing. I don't care what it is. You spending most of your time working without faith. If you spend most of your time working for somebody else, if you spend most of your time in areas that you really don't want to spend your time in, that is what's controlling your life. You go get a girl, you go get a dude, the first thing they want to know, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Where are you spending most of your time? If you're not spending most of your time on seeing where you want to go, if you're not spending most of your time speaking where you want to go, it's not going to work. You hear me? I'm always talking $10,000 a month talk. You see me? You go in my car right now, you're going to see the Benz. You're not even going to think you're in that car. You're going to think that you're in the Benz. You went to my house, you didn't see the house that I was at. You saw the house I was going. You saw chairman everywhere. On my mirror, chairman everywhere. Why? Because I saw where I wanted to go. Because I knew every aspect of the control in my life. And that's what they're not going to tell you. So when I told people, stay focused, it wasn't stay focused to not worry about the virus. It's to stay focused because whatever you're seeing is where you're going to go. If you keep talking about the virus, if you keep watching the news to see the virus, that's where you're going to go, man. It's going to keep trying to come at your life. It's going to keep trying to control every aspect of your life. You're going to feel like you can't do nothing. That's how you're going to start thinking. So it wasn't, don't talk about the virus because it's not happening. It's don't talk about the virus more than you talk about where you want. What do you want? Don't talk about the virus and see the virus more than where you want to go. Same thing applies for your job. Don't talk about your job if you really don't want to be there that much. Don't think about your job the most. How do you change what you're thinking? You got to change what you're seeing. How do you change what you're thinking? You got to change what you're hearing. So you'll never hear me talk crazy about goals. And you shouldn't be talking crazy either. Because that's what's going to fix. But don't nobody want to hear that, though. Everybody want to hear all the hype. Everybody want to hear all the jumping around. But you don't want to hear, what does it really take? It don't take, Forex ain't got nothing to do with this. Money, trade, building a business ain't got nothing to do with this. When we show you the presentation, it's for you to see something that you've never even seen. It's for you to see a goal sheet. It's for you to see something on where you want to go. Because you stopped dreaming. You stopped dreaming a long time ago. For 12 years, thoughts. So you thought it was a scam, but it wasn't even your thoughts. It was something that you heard. Or you thought that you couldn't even make. You thought that $40,000 a year was cool. I know, because I used to think that. I used to think that $40,000 a year was cool. They told me it was going to take me 20 years in the military to get to six figures. I thought $100,000 a year was a lot of money because nobody around me was making $100,000 a year. Why? Because at my school, it was all broke people. Their parents were broke. So understand this. If you're surrounded by a whole bunch of broke people, what are you speaking? You're speaking broke people stuff. Why do rich people go to school with rich people? Because what? Now they talking rich talk. Why do poor people go to school with poor people? Ain't it ironic that it's zones and it's counties? Two types of different talk. That's why they call it a bad school, because you're in that area. Oh, let me not move over there because they got a bad, because they don't want you They want you quarantined with some people that's on the level that you on. That's why this company is so powerful, because we've been quarantined from regular thoughts. We've been quarantined to own our own thoughts. If you don't own your own thoughts, you're in a position to where you're never going to win. What do you mean by own your own thoughts? You got to control what you're seeing, because now you're going to start thinking about it. You got to control what you're hearing, because now you're going to start thinking about the things that you hear. If somebody say, if you're around people all the time that's saying chairman, 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 if you're around people all the time that's saying 6 figures a month, most of the time you're going to start thinking about 6 figures a month. Most of the time you're going to start believing 6 figures a month. But if you are not in the area, if you're not quarantined with people that you want to be with, if you're not seeing where you want to go, you playing yourself. You're not owning your own thoughts. If I'm around a whole bunch of broke people, all we're going to have is broke conversations. So all I'm going to have is broke thoughts. If I'm around a whole bunch of rich people, if I'm around a whole bunch of on-point people, we're going to have on-point thoughts. So now we're going to own our own thoughts to the point where it's no limit. What is no limit? It's no limit is this. There's a difference between shopping and buying. There's a difference between looking and buying. There's a different feeling when you go in the store, right? There's a different, I guarantee y'all this. It's a different feeling when you go in the store, right? And you say, I don't want it, and have the money, versus go in the store and say, I don't want it, because you don't have the money. That's totally different feeling. But just because somebody told you this wasn't going to work, or somebody told you that you need to start thinking this way, you start thinking a whole nother way. Because of what you're hearing the most. For 12 years, you were hearing bullshit. For 12 years, you was locked down in a school. They were teaching you stuff that they want to teach you, yo. They didn't teach you how to go out here and prepare. They didn't teach you how to really be a boss out here. If you're a boss, the first boss is the boss of themselves. The first boss is the boss of themselves. A boss is not the boss of other people. A boss is the boss of themselves, to where you can't make me mad. You can't piss me off. You can't get me out of my mode, because I control my own thoughts. But if you don't control your own thoughts, you're on Instagram, you see something that make you mad, somebody just controlled you. If you strolling, right, and you seeing fights, and now you feel like, oh, I want to fight. I'm telling you, I see people like that. Like, they'll look at certain stuff, and it had them start thinking about fighting, because that's what they seeing. Or they'll go hear certain conversations, and it pissed them off, because that's what they hearing. Now they start to think about it, and then you start to do it. Go watch Bob Proctor. He'll tell you how everything is created. Everything is created through your mouth. Everything. Everything is created through what you're saying. So everything that I say, I make sure I watch what I'm saying. So that's why I don't even want to say the virus name, because I know the power. I know when I say Mercedes-Benz, I know when I say 220, that's going to happen. But if I say the virus, it's a whole nother level. It's not going to be cool when you start to speak it and then show up. Because most of the time, if you're speaking, you're having thoughts about it. There's 70,000 thoughts throughout the day, where you spend most of your time, throughout the day, I'm telling you right now, if you got a job, that's where you spend most of your time. If you in school, that's where you spend most of your time. All right? If you're doing this, you're doing what I'm doing, I'm telling you right now, this is where you spend most of your time. And this is what you're thinking about throughout the day. You're thinking about it more and more and more. So you're going to start saying it. You're going to start saying the goals that you want, because you're seeing the presentation. You're seeing a presentation. You're seeing a presentation. You're not seeing a presentation to see a presentation. We don't give a fuck about the presentation. We see the presentation so we can see where we want to go. We see the comp plan so we can see where we're going to want to go. We scream and yell and shout because our parents ain't never made $10,000 a month. Our friends ain't never even thought of making $10K a month. Our family ain't even dreamed of making $10K a month. That's unbelievable talk. But we was dreaming of going in a food stamps line. We was dreaming of claiming somebody else's kids so we can get more money. Because those are the things we was talking about. Well, we weren't talking about goals and shit. I'm telling you right now, I ain't never write no goal down. We wasn't talking about, that's not what we was talking about. Only thing we kept talking about was broke people talk, because we was around a whole bunch of broke people. We was in school with broke people. Their parents was broke. Their daddies was broke. And then when you got introduced to this program, I'm telling you right now, when we got introduced to this program, when I got introduced to this Forex stuff, it wasn't about Forex. I don't care for reading no chart, man. I didn't care about reading nothing. I didn't take time to even read a book. But when we got introduced to network marketing and we saw people screaming and celebrating somebody else for them making money, that sounds crazy. I'm telling you right now, when I was in school and you had money, most of the time they'll look at you as a target. They're not celebrating you. It's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So, hey, man. Y'all, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.